All right, guys. Today, we're going to do the follow-up of the Greek guy because he's on keto now, right? Let's do it now. And we're live, guys. And today, like I said before, it's time to do the follow-up on the Greek guy because, come on, let's face it, it's time to get this started. So he hasn't been doing keto, but now he is. I'm so proud of him. So let's introduce the Greek guy.
Oh, shit.
All right.
Hello.
This is the Greek guy. This is my bestie and my tech guy, and he helps me with everything. That includes my website, my videos, lots of stuff. Advice, you name it. So, you ready for this?
No.
Let's put your seatbelt on.
It's going to be some frustration today, probably.
You're gonna vape on camera? No.
I can't.
No.
I will put it over here and look at it.
You look at it.
Very, very.
He's very much into his vaping. I shouldn't take that away. Video games, chocolate, vaping, and coffee, and then one more things. Mushrooms. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, I like mushrooms.
Yeah.
And other stuff.
Yes. Okay. All right. So last week, or it was like 10 days ago, we did sort of an initial, and I'm going to look there because that's where the camera is. We did an initial consultation. So you guys got a little peek into what I do with my clients. We went over his, everything, his entire day. What does your day look like? Do you have low energy? He drinks coffee. How's your sleep? What's your poop like? Digestion, constipation, and all of those things matter. But before we go more into it, I did a roundtable talk with Barkay. So we kind of went over this type of stuff. And I was explaining to them that when I do my consultations, it's not just about ketones. A lot of people think it's about ketones. They don't try to find out the backgrounds of people. And so that's what we did last week as the deep dive. So from last week, as a follow-up to this week before we start digging deeper, have you had any improvements? Have you had any sliding backward pitfalls? What say you in the last week since our last
So my biggest problem is regulate my glucose, my blood sugar. Because of my work hours, sometimes I forget to eat, or not forget to eat, but because I'm drinking coffee.
appetite.
Parenthesis.
Yes.
I found out that heavy whipped cream in my coffee to up the fats is not bueno.
I told you guys.
Yeah.
Does it spike your blood sugar?
No, it doesn't blow. It
Blood sugar?
it brings me like a. I'm like after that. I don't know why. I went to Trader Joe.
I know why.
He has histamine intolerance.
Go ahead.
I went to Trader Joe and I bought the Milkademia. This is a creamer. Macadamia creamer. Yeah.
He tries to cheat with all these junky products, but go ahead.
It's better than, I don't have the same sensations. I can drink the coffee without the...
True.
So
but what we want
I
to do
think
is get
it's
him
better.
off coffee completely.
Yeah. And live only with macadamia milk.
Water?
No. Water?
The way we're designed? You're getting the shakes.
You're stressing me out now.
I know. Calm down.
Okay, water. What can I say?
Right? This is the first time I've ever seen him drink a glass of water outside of coming to my place. At my home, he drinks a lot of water, but not here. I think
Because you don't have coffee. That's why I'm not drinking.
I don't have coffee. Cafefe.
Coffee.
All right. So, the reason why you're not feeling well is probably because you've developed a bit of a dairy sensitivity. Now, people ask what's wrong with cream over butter. It's the little proteins left over in that cream that are not in that butter. There are still a little bit of those whey and casein protein, but very low. So milk, and then you go down to cream, and then you go down to butter. And some people can't tolerate butter, so they do ghee. Have you had any problems on butter?
Did I have what?
You're eating butter, right?
Yeah, like in everything.
Okay, so you don't
But
have
not too much, because I hate the taste of butter. I found out, like pure butter, like eating it's not very well.
weak sauce. I know. Sorry, I love you.
Yeah, I know. But the issue thing is that if I put the same amount of butter into my tea, I can drink it like it's nothing. If I eat the butter like
Plain? Yeah.
it's like, oh, I don't.
What about with your food?
With my food, yeah, I mix it up and
Then your
it's
butter
tolerable.
should be high.
Yeah, I eat.
If you're buying Kerrygold,
Yeah,
how much of Kerrygold are you eating
half
a day?
a day.
It's too low.
I know. What can I do?
That's probably why your blood sugar is a little wonky. One of the reasons, plus this coffee.
So, lately, my blood sugar is around 100 for the past 2 days. 2 days, yeah. And I think that was because 2 days ago I ate a little bit of tomatoes.
Okay, so that's 2 days ago.
Yeah. So the next day of the tomatoes, my blood sugar in the morning was 113. And my ketones were normal, like 2.
He's a good ketone maker, but he's not in ketosis with the blood sugar that high.
And yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, so I'm going to make some suggestions because he's acting as a client, but he's a friend, and we've never done this before. Like, you guys have known over the time that he's been, sort of running or directing these live streams that he's never done. He did keto a long time ago, didn't survive it. Now he's trying to do it again because he started, looking like he's about 3 months pregnant. So,
No,
okay.
continue. I will kill you later.
Okay.
Don't worry. Off camera.
Right? So the problem is that, the line between me, the line that we've got to draw here between friendship and client is blurry. Okay? It's a blurry line. And if you were a client, it wouldn't be this way. And it's very tough on people that I know to be like, look, you have to get rid of the coffee. You have to get rid of the cream. You have to, this is not like, I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just saying this is how I would typically speak to someone. You've got to get rid of the cream. You've got to up your fat. You've got to rotate your foods. You've got to eat every couple of hours in the beginning to establish consistent blood sugar. So the ketones
One big problem of mine is that in the morning I'm not hungry at all.
Yeah, because you're eating too late. And so the problem is, my darling, is that, by the way, you guys, he's married with a beautiful, awesome bestie called JoJo. So somebody was like, oh, he's your man or something. I was like...
No, she has a boyfriend.
Yeah.
He's bigger than me and stronger.
He is. He's
He think.
thunder, but not from down under. Okay, so...
Okay, let's continue.
Yes. So the problem is that you are the typical modern American that doesn't want to, because you work so much, you don't want to sit and put extra time and effort. Your plate is already full in the way you've been conducting your life. So to sit and have to organize and, constantly, what I have people do is I have them take notes on their symptoms. So I really don't know, like, we'll have a poop journal and we'll have a sleep journal and we'll have an energy level journal. And so that is something we might need to start to get past that blurry line of friendship and client. Because if I actually knew what was going on with all those things, now, first of all, I'm pretty sure that you have leaky gut because he's not feeling well on cream. He was not eating the worst food in the world, but not eating the best food in the world. So pretty sure that he's developed some type of leaky gut histamine issue. So
Candida overgrowth, which you guys, I'm sorry, everybody has it. They just have have it at a fungal overgrowth at different levels, but we all have it. Okay, if you've had fluoride water and amalgam fillings, if you're on any type of birth control, if you're had any type of antibiotics, you have it. You're eating wheat, things of this nature, alcohol, blah blah, blah, cigarettes. So your when you have candida, when you have a bacterial imbalance, that means that weird hiccups start to happen, like the constipation, or you said you weren't getting sick, but I think I'm getting sick memory is kind of weird because I have more of a memory of him getting colds and flus, and him and his wife were getting sick off of each other. That's the gut. And then the reason why you're not hungry in the morning is because you are eating late at night. When you eat late at night... Usually I eat like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because that's when I get home. Ow.
But I know where he works because we're right here.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact that you could be eating a dinner at a proper time. And the reason why you need to eat dinner earlier is because your body's hormones start to switch from daytime hormones to nighttime hormones. Nighttime hormones like melatonin are designed to get you into a relaxed state so you can sleep. Eating food is like sprinting friggin' 100 miles per hour, going real fast. It's a lot of work for the body to have to do. It's like clocking into a really heavy job and starting to work again. And the body doesn't want to digest late at night, so it doesn't. And what ends up happening is that food starts to just be partially digested, and it stays in its not whole form, but it stays in the stomach, right? Turning rotten.
And then you wake up around 4 or 5 a.m. I'm not waking up 4 or 5, I used to. 4 or 5 a.m. with either poop or
acid reflux.
Acid reflux, usually acid reflux. I couldn't lay down.
It's bad. So the acid reflux comes from low stomach acid. You develop the low stomach acid, unfortunately, from carbs, wheat, the coffee. Yeah.
Wheat.
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 Jeez, he's just so mushroom obsessed. I'm just saying. Okay.
It's free in California.
I'm not talking about weed whackers, okay? I'm talking about something else. So the problem is that you're doing stuff that continues to drop your stomach acids. You're not stressed, staying up late, working late, eating late, the coffee, the constant daily coffee, and then the carbs and the sugars and all this stuff you were having before. Not a lot, but I mean, you don't start.
No, before 2020, because I started on the new year.
Which is a month ago.
My carbs.
No, now it's into the second month.
My carbs
February.
intake were well, I was eating only carbs. Let's say.
That is true. Well, some meat.
Yeah.
Some meat.
Carbs and meat, yeah.
You're no vegan. It's so funny because somebody had made a comment on one of the videos that I was so awkward around you. And I'm like, I'm not awkward. Like, he's my brother. Like,
I am a Greek god, so what are you saying? I don't know.
But what happens is I'm careful that you do an interview like this, and I'm going to expose to the world, Well, I don't do consultations online with people for a reason, typically, because you're telling people really personal things. And so there's a guard in me.
Well, let's go there.
Him.
What is personal right now in this world?
In this world?
Yeah. My
mouth,
health.
the blunt instrument of death.
I give you that, but nothing is really personal. Unfortunately, my health is reflecting on how you see me and how people they see me. Okay, I'm not going to tell what's happening after 10 o'clock in my bedroom, but all the other stuff.
It's normal human stuff.
Yeah. So why hide it? Like, what's the issue?
I agree.
I don't understand this soul.
Triggered
stuff.
people
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say I have a Crohn's disease or something like that. I don't. But let's say. So what?
Well, like constipation means you can't poop, and then people are really triggered off of words. I don't know why. I mean, the Romans used to poop in little hole like these. They had this long bench with holes in it, and it was like public pooping. You would just go pull your pants down, poop into this hole. Very bizarre. So we've become very weird about just talking about things that we've gone through. Now,
Anyway.
Yeah, not to digress. I'm a little bit different because I'm like a public speaker. People are trying to find dirt on me, find ways to pick apart what I'm doing on keto. So,
And to all of you that you're searching for dirt on Stephanie or on anybody else, don't you have a life? Like, what the
well, part of it is their ideology is that, they don't want to be misled by somebody who's a charlatan or a fake, which is the reason why you guys know that I do sports bra and workout outfits in every videos over all these gazillions of years. So you see, I was inspired by Paul Chek. Google him. But he always said he was like a health practitioner. And he said that if you're going to teach health, then you got to do it shirtless and show people what you're working with. Because that would be, you're being transparent.
Real. You're being real.
You're being real.
Yeah.
If you're on the internet enough years and your weight's fluctuating and you're seeing, and there's no face tuning on a video, especially live.
It's always, if you're going to preach health, you have to be first to address your health.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise, okay, I was eating for freaking 10 years, carbs like hell. Not 10, but 2 years, carbs like hell. You and I am great in health, and you should do it too. That doesn't calculate.
Yeah, it doesn't
So,
calculate. But everybody tries to protect their diet. Like if it's carnivore, they try to protect it. If it's vegan, they try to protect it. If it's keto, they try to protect it. So people put.
They try to protect their choices, not the carnivore diet. The choice that they make to follow the carnivore diet.
Did he cut me off? No, I'm kidding. You're right. They're right.
I cut her off, but I'm right.
If they're doing it, they want to feel like, this, or the people who teach these things, right? If I teach keto is the best diet ever, which I've never said. It is, the science behind it is what I find very fascinating. And so that is the reason why I choose to do it as long as I have, and I've seen the results, and now you're trying it. So my suggestion to you is, we need to put together a structure somehow. When you come to Liberate, there are food places around here. You might want to meal prep on the weekends.
Lately, that's another subject for maybe. I found lately on Postmates, sorry for the advertisement, it's not a product placement, but I texted Keto because on the opposite side I have the braised sticky pork ribs.
I know, right?
Yeah.
With sugar.
Sarki's up there.
But they have the power plate. That's good.
Yeah, they have the power plate, but every day power plate, and this broccoli.
We need to take you to like a poor country so you can appreciate their eating food every day. Like, oh my God, I'm having like steak or chicken or friggin' like guacamole or avocado and some broccoli and some mixed vegetables. So terrible. I can't. Sorry.
Anyway, I found on Postmates, I texted Keto.
Junk came up.
No, I don't know. They are serving keto food that they have pretty low carbs. And I bought a pizza, a meat love pizza with almond flour. was tasty.
Yeah, but you are addicted to junk food. And your lifestyle is like you like to go and grab. And the thing that's concerning is, and I'm going to keep it real because he said we should be transparent. My concern is that if you don't get that weight under control, you're going to develop issues. That can be liver issues. It can be kidney issues. It can be thyroid issues, low testosterone. It can be cancerous.
Oh,
It
now
can
that you
lead
say
to heart disease because of all that visceral fat. So I think, thoughts on a visceral fat, I think it's called a TOFI test. Paul Saladino was talking about it. It's a test where you check your visceral fat because if there's a lot, which there is because your belly's shrinking, it's dangerous. So, at some point you're going to, and now we're going to keep it real, at some point you're going to have to make that decision. With my followers, they know. They're like, but with you, it's like you're a friend. So I'm just like, what the frack are you doing eating pizza? Like, why?
Because it was something that I could eat. I was starving, and it was the only thing that was, let's say, keto friendly than all the other stuff that I can eat.
You just said that people try to tell themselves whatever
Yeah,
diet they're doing.
I know.
That's not keto. That's just absolute lies and bullcrap. And he has me 24 hours a day. He could access me for better foods.
Are
Did
you
he?
on Postmates?
No,
I was
but there's
starving.
food
It was
that-
7 p.m. What can I do?
And you shouldn't be starving. That shows that your fats are too low.
Okay.
That's another thing, you guys. If he's hungry, which he is, it just shows me. That's why his blood sugar's in the hundreds. His blood sugar and ketones, well, he's a good ketone maker. It doesn't mean he can use them if his blood sugar is high. But the problem is his blood sugar. And what you don't realize, people first do keto, your insulin drops, your blood sugar drops, and it's like looking good right away. And then you drop the water and you start losing weight. And now it's going to plateau because you cannot lose weight when your blood sugar is over 100. Impossible. Can't.
I believe that it was a combination because I was not eating. I have a scale in the bathroom that measures also my fat percentage. So
It's not exact.
it's not exact, but
close.
it showed me today something because I was involuntarily intermittent fasting because I forgot. I was forgetting to eat at
You
work.
do it all the time, one
Yeah.
meal a day.
So, for example, I came here. I haven't eaten since 12 o'clock, and it's already 7.
It's bad.
So
by the
yeah.
time you leave, or like if it was on a weekday, because we're on a weekend here, especially to film, you would go eat even later, and then you would just gorge because you'd be like, oh my God. And then at that point, he's looking for carbs. So his physiological body is looking for anything that's going to raise his blood sugar back up.
So let me finish a little bit because I got.
That
Sorry.
air conditioning is on.
Yeah, it turns on. 1 second. No, I forgot. So my scale, I will turn it on off in a bit.
Okay.
My scale showed that because I was intermittent fasting, I lost weight. Right now, I lost in 1 month around 10 pounds.
I hate to tell you this, it's
too much.
mostly water.
It's mostly water, and I believe it's muscle that I lost. I think I need to start
Working out?
Working out, and because my scale showed me that when I was working out, my fat percentage was 25, 24, 26 when I was in the lean side. Today was 28. So I didn't burn fat for the 10 pounds, but I lost some muscle as well because through the intermittent fasting, I think the body eats itself.
Of course.
So,
You have to turn that air off. It is
Yes.
freezing in here.
excuse me, milady.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, what happens with women, what a lot of guys don't understand is that the second you start feeling a little cold, you have these things that, if I make it in very simple terms, that clamps the blood supply off to the appendages, and everything gets shunted to the middle of your body to protect the baby. If you were to, it's just by design what our bodies are designed to do. So blood will stop circulating from the heart all the way to the extremities, down the legs and the arms, and you start to feel cold where he feels like it feels good. The perfect solution would be to have no air and just have the window open because it's freaking January.
But we're in a studio, and in a studio there are no windows.
There are no windows, yes.
Anyway.
Okay, so your problem is a couple of things, and I think that keto is a lot to do with, and maybe this should be cut into 2 videos. Maybe that'll be easy, right? Just cutting this in half. Mm-hmm. But the problem with you is you're still trying to have your old life doing keto, and it can't be that way. You have to decide today what you want to do, because ultimately it's your health. You're not working out, which I don't, I work out 6 to 8 days a week, and then now I'm going to a horse and, I'm sitting there cleaning a stall for an hour and like washing him for 45 minutes, and then running back and forth off this property, and then I'm riding my bike here, and I am pedaling it, believe it or not. So what I'm saying is that your ability to get your blood sugar more under control and to get your system starting to improve, it can improve to a certain level, and then it's going to plateau because you have to keep feeding it things to push it forward. Ordering a keto pizza is like a drug addict. It's like you could have just ordered a clean thing of meat with some vegetables, had some fat in the refrigerator here if you brought some Kerrygold, which is like no-brainer, which you don't do. And
no, I have Kerrygold over here.
Oh, okay, my bad. Okay, good.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think I'm putting in my coffee in the morning when I come here?
I don't know if you brought it with you, but so what I'm saying is like it's simple, but you still have this sort of addicted thing. Like you want tasty things because you're going the whole day without eating. Your blood sugar's high. The brain is looking for more glucose. And so, of course, you're not going to order a clean thing of food.
Actually, it didn't went like this. I wasn't craving carbs or junk food. I was searching for something to eat. Yeah. So I went into Postmates, I searched for keto. Keto Bros came up, that they making keto pizzas, keto stuff,
He's
keto
like mansplaining. And I have to cut you off. You chose bad food. So the narrative is...
It said keto pizza. What can I say?
And he's saying he's not addicted. This is an addict. This is an addict trying to create the blunt instrument of death. This is an addict trying to create reasoning for his actions. You're eating junk food.
Okay.
I did a video yesterday on things like that. And, people who are doing keto for the long term say like, oh, it's a good transitional food to eat junk. But these pizzas are made with almond flour. There's too many carbs in the crust. Then you're dealing with cheese, and you seem to have like a little bit of issue with casein.
No, with cheese I don't have anything.
Darling, just
awesome.
listen to the expert.
Yes,
cheese has casein. And your body does a thing called cross-reactivity. So even though you may not feel bad like you do on cream, it's still affecting, it's not making the gut wall strong. Just because you don't feel thick or weird on it doesn't mean that it's not doing damage. It's not something that's like putting acid onto your gut wall, and maybe the cream is, but it's not healing it.
Okay.
So there is no cheese. And if you actually check, if you eat cheese all day as your main fat and check your blood sugar, you'll skyrocket because of this inflammatory reaction that you don't sense, but it's there because cheese is high in casein.
My next experiment.
Yeah, all day cheese.
Ooh, yeah.
Then he won't poop for a week. Okay.
Ooh, shit.
No shit.
Ooh, no shit.
So, I know you don't like to hear this, and that's the reason why I might be awkward, because I know he doesn't want to hear me criticize what you're saying and go why aren't I eating a keto pizza?
Well,
when I order food.
Oh, you do order?
No, if I choose to, if I use Postmates for example.
Well,
the only time I've used Postmates is when I'm with somebody else and they're like, I'm hungry, let's do Postmates. Like, I'm not doing that because I don't want to waste money. Like, I like to prepare my food. So...
Well, the last week, I prepared my food.
So you didn't do Postmates last week? You didn't eat out once?
Just once.
But see, I haven't eaten out in like 3 months, 2 months. I go out. I used to go out and eat a lot more, but now I go out to eat with friends, and it's just with friends because I'm not going to go buy something.
Oh, and by the way, the half of the pizza is still in the refrigerator. I just ate half of the pizza.
See how he's trying to make himself look just a little bit better? I don't care. You know, I just did this roundtable talk with Bart K and this guy named Jack and another guy named, I forgot, Troy? Troy. And I thought that, I literally was like, this is boring. Let's shake it up. So I began to provoke some of the answers out of one of the Jack guy, which he didn't like, but you know, it got boring. And and he was encouraging me to do that anyway with my interview with Mike Mutzel. He was like, why aren't you more, you know, tough?
Yeah.
Because he knows that I can be. But the point is that, you know, when I think of you, like, I don't do that because I know it's stupid to do that. And you do too. And you know you should be clean. He's a full-grown adult. You know that you should be eating clean. But I don't care what you do. I care about you. But if you continue to sabotage yourself, which is what I find that it is, because you're looking for weight loss on a scale, you need to look for total health. And if you choose to go and eat pizza, you guys have done this for so long. I've learned how to divorce my emotions from people's poor choices, or else I'm going to walk around depressed all day long. You know, it's very difficult. Like, you know, I have the eye roll in the back of my head, but then I'm just like, I have other things. Like, I want to take care of myself. I want my mother to live a very strong life. So I more battle with my mom. But if you decide to not do this and at least do it clean for a month, what am I going to do?
Okay. I did it once.
You never did it. You never did it completely clean. You never had your fats high enough, because what people do is they do 60% of what I recommend. And then they don't get the results, and then they fall off, and then they go back to whatever. And now here we are again, and he's, you know, I actually sat down and gave him a consultation before. So we did an online consultation, and I promise you, the getting this online and the studio and packing it up becomes more of his thought than the actual consultation. So he's not, he knows I'm here. So you're not literally going to like hear all the things I say. It's so funny because I did a whole thing on oxalates, like what, last week?
Yeah.
And I talked about almonds. And he has an almond flour pizza crust. So some people divorce themselves. And I think this is good I think we should sort of stop here, because what I think is a good idea is to talk about, you know, the narrative, the voice that you say in your head, like, I only ate half the pizza, or, you know, it said keto friendly, or whatever, I'm going to say, excuse that people will give. The reason why a lot of people don't adapt, and I'm speaking to the camera even though I'm sort of speaking to you, is because they don't try to do things 100% to their human capability. They might do it 80%, and they go, I did a lot, but they didn't do everything that they need to do. And unfortunately, you can't do 80%. It's all or nothing. You're all in or you're not.
Okay.
And that's the problem. He will lose weight, he will plateau, and he will get bored on his food choices. He will feel tired. You've gone through bouts of feeling a little tired.
Yeah.
That's why he still drinks coffee. People drink coffee because they have a deficit of energy. It's just the way that it is. Nobody talks about that. You know, they try to...
Well, I feel tired exactly when I'm drinking coffee with heavy whipped cream.
Yeah, but you've been drinking coffee for years. And it's horrible for your body.
That's how I found out that whipped cream is, not whipped cream, the heavy whipping cream is what makes me feel like, oh.
Right, you have a sensitivity to it, but I think we're saying two different things. You're saying the butter, I mean the whipping cream makes you feel bad. I'm saying you're addicted to coffee. You've been drinking coffee for freaking years.
Forever.
Yeah, and it's not doing you well.
Okay.
You see? And this is the thing when I talk to people, when you see people digress, like literally like this, he's digressing, I'm saying things that are fact and truth, right? It is acidic. It eats at the mucus lining of your digestive system. You're not even eating like mycotoxin-free freaking organic coffee because it's so expensive. And
actually organic it is.
But it's not mycotoxin-free, so it's got mold all over it.
I don't know about that.
But I'm glad that it's organic, at least. At least. Ting,
From Colombia.
From Colombia. And so people, I don't understand this. I'm completely different because if I know that something's hurting my body, I leave it in 2 seconds. Like, bye. I don't want it. It's just like I'm in my 50s now. I want to live my best life. And I know that's not a conversation that you have. Because if you don't have cancer, you don't, and you're gaining weight.
Yeah.
When you gain weight, I mean, maybe this should be another video. Like, how can you allow yourself to gain weight? How can you allow yourself to not work out?
No.
What do you tell yourself to justify that action? Because I would never do that, ever. Because I want to be healthy. I've watched
What I say to myself is coffee.
Yes, but
That's what I'm saying to myself.
Right, and that's
in
the
the morning.
thing.
Like it's like okay, coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You have an energy deficit. Your body becomes addicted to it. It's beyond the thought. You're like, people say like they love the aroma and taste. It's not that. The actual cells of the body become addicted to the caffeine. The adrenals are looking to be lit up. And yeah.
On the other hand, though, if I forget to drink coffee in the morning, for some reason I have something to do, I just forget and nothing's happening. So.
But I think if you did, it's kind of weird because you wouldn't do the coffee. You have moments in your day where you feel tired, but I believe that you're the kind of person, like, he's a very hard worker. That's the reason why I'm tough on you. Like, he's very, very hard worker. And he's not a lazy person. So you're not working out. No, you're not. You're not. Yes, no. But I think because when you're on, you're 100%.
When I'm on, I'm...
Boom. Yeah.
Not everywhere else.
Yeah, but when he's off, everything falls apart. Like, he was supposed to be here. The reason why we're even here today was because he was supposed to be here so we could get good quality on my part of this roundtable talk on Bart K's channel. But you forgot, even though I said twice, you forgot because when he's not on, he's not on. Like, when he's on, he's like a genius, which we've discussed.
I'm always a genius. But sometimes I like the genius go pee-pee.
Exactly. So I think that's something that we should do in another series to like have a conversation about, because people look at me as like, oh, yours is perfect. Oh, nothing ever. Have you ever had kids? This is the questions I get. Have you ever been fat? Do you have kids? Like anything. People are trying to find reasons to criticize why I'm in the health or the shape that I'm in today, as if I'm not a human being that's been kicked down and crapped out by life. I've hit a lot of stuff you guys don't know about me. A lot of stuff. And maybe in time, I will reveal my difficult life, my background, things that have happened. But through everything in my life that's happened, and one of the easier things to talk about, because it's not emotional, not for me, was my knee. So I talk about that. That's one thing you guys know about me. And one thing that people, it would irritate them, because I would say, I was on crutches for 4 years, you guys. And my friends around me, I'd say, when I get back on my feet, I'm going to be like a bullet out of a gun. Like, just watch. And they'd be like, oh my God, shut up. It was so annoying. And I would say it all the time, because if I didn't say it, they weren't going to say it. They weren't going to say, you can do it, Steph. Because I didn't have that kind of support. And I often don't have that support today. I have it from strangers. But they're not like, Steph, you can do it. You can, so if these people aren't going to do it, I'm going to tell myself, you've got to do this. Because the second that you relax just a little bit, things start falling apart. Mm-hmm. And I feel in my 50s, I don't want my health to go bad. I don't want me to be able to not pay a bill or communicate with my friends or have good bonding or feel good about myself or sleep well or anything like that, or feel really satisfied with all the things that I do. I want to wake up and be like, yeah. So that I think we should save for a later series because he's so brilliant. So to watch him not treat himself in that way all the time is not what I do. I don't know what it's like to wake up and drink coffee.
I'm a work in progress.
He is a work in progress. He's a work in progress, and just such a lovely, a wonderful person. And when you like somebody, you don't want to see them treat themselves poorly. So there are people who've got families, and it's typically like one person's doing carnivore, or one person's doing keto or omnivore, keto carnivore, and like the kids in the family aren't doing it, and that's tough. You know, it's tough when not everybody's on board. So I think we should leave it right here. The suggestions I'm saying is to cut out all the junk food. At least visually think about getting off of coffee just for like maybe an experiment. We can do that later, perhaps. And also to start prepping your food or ordering the proper food from these places. So we'll go through a list of foods that he can have, and maybe we'll go and reveal that in another sort of follow-up consultation live stream thing. Because this is live, but not to you guys, because we're going to release it probably tomorrow, which will be your today.
Or the future person yesterday.
Yes, exactly.
Wow.
But we'll go more into depth. I think I'm going to have you do some homework, and you're going to have to reveal it online. Or we're going to give you, maybe we can have the audience say what they want you to do as a challenge.
Oh.
That'll be fun, right?
I don't know. For whom? For them, yes.
Why not? Because it'll be interactive, and then people will be able to say, we want the Greek guy to do this. And then we'll take the top 3 great suggestions, and then...
Just don't kill me, guys.
We won't kill him. We won't kill him. So I think we'll end it at that because there's a lot of things that we need to go over, and we're going to do like a bunch of videos right now just for my channel. This is for us. And he's, putting together this really cool intro of Stefan the Greek guy. Not only on your evolution of your keto adaptation, but also I want to do some things off the keto topic and show and reveal some things of my life. And he does the sort of like, the late night talk show has their sidekick. So he will interject and give his 2 cents. And so we made an intro for those videos as well. So I think we should leave it at that. And if you guys want to learn more, you can go to my website, which is stephanieperson.com. I obviously do consultations. That's what I do. And after sort of being on Bart's channel with other people who also do consultations, which you have to watch, I killed it. I didn't kill it. I killed it because I know what I'm doing. They talked a lot about ketones. I'm like, you guys have to talk about glucose and ketone regulation, and you also have to talk about how the systems and your lifestyle have to be congruent with your adaptation. And so I kind of know what I'm doing after all these years. This is me at 52. I've done this 12 years without any refeeding. I'm super, no, I wouldn't say the word strict, but I'm super freaking loving what I'm doing by doing it the right way. And you can see me for free on Instagram, right here on YouTube, or my Facebook page, which is Stephanie the Business Person. I'm not a millennial, which is why I made too many dumb names. I didn't think, just have the same name for everything. And with that said, I also have a course. It's a monthly course. I don't like to say the price, but people don't know. It's just $15 a month. You can do 1 month or more than 1 month, and you get a lot because I work my butt off. So tonight I'll have to start writing Monday's course lesson. I do mini consultations on that channel or that platform as well. But do you have any last words? And I can stop plugging myself and stop selling cars. But do you have any last words?
Yes. Since I started keto, or my version of keto, my wife is happy.
Really?
Yeah. My libido went up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So that's why this is good for the follower.
I didn't know that either.
Right?
It's suddenly happened.
People think I talk about keto all the time, but I don't. Like, when we hang out, I talk about, like...
You asked me in our first consultation if I have boners.
I did.
Yeah. I do. Morning, I
Like
mean
this.
the morning,
Yay, for the
guys.
morning wood.
Yeah.
Yay, get better.
Yeah.
Boom. All right. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on because my channel's numbers are way too low for the amount of subscribers I have.
And I wish you all a morning boner.
A morning boner, but women don't have wieners, so yeah.
Well, for their husbands.
For their husbands. What if they're lesbians? You need to be like more like equipped for everybody.
Why? Okay.
Okay.
Be happy in the morning.
Be
okay?
happy in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Deuces,
With
guys.
whoever. Yeah.
With whomever. Even though women are more happy at night. Bye.
Bye. Stew.
Okay.